Hello, my name is Giovanni Davis. I am a student in the Project Next Generation program at the Kankakee Public Library. Today is October 13th, 2016, and I am at the Kankakee Public Library with the U.S. military veteran Clarence Riley. Mr. Riley, where and when were you born?
I was born in 1949 in Kankakee County.
What were your parents' names and what were their occupations?
James Riley, he was a farmer, St. Anne Farms in St. Anne, Illinois. My mother was Eleanor May Riley, and she worked at Kankakee State Hospital, Shapiro. She worked there 40-some years.
Do you have any brothers and sisters, and what's their names, or did any of them serve in the military?
No, none. Eugene Riley is my brother. Annette Rowan, she lives in Chicago. Louise Palmer, she lives in Chicago. Two sisters. I have Elaine Riley, she lives here in Kankakee. Deidre Lynette Riley, she lives in the El Dorado Terrace. And my baby sister, she's deceased.
What were you doing with your life before you entered the service?
I was going to high school, St. Anne High School.
What was it like going to the high school?
It was great.
And which branch of the service did you serve?
I went in the Army.
Did you enlist to go into the service or were
Yes,
you drafted?
yes, I did. I was 17 years old. I went in.
Why did you go? You just wanted to go, or it was a specific reason?
Well, basically, I was more or less not doing exactly what I was supposed to be doing, so I joined.
Yes. Why did you choose the specific branch of the military that you were in?
I really didn't think about it. I just joined the Army. I'd never considered Air Force, Navy, whatever.
Would you tell me about when you departed for training camp and your training camp experience?
Yeah, well, when I left here, I went to Fort Campbell, Kentucky.
Yeah.
Right next to the 101st Airborne is where I took my basic training. And then once I left there, I went to Fort Polk, Louisiana. That's where I took my advanced infantry training. And then from there, I went to Vietnam.
Do you recall your instructions and what were they like?
It was basically how to stay alive. They was teaching you how to dodge bullets, how to stay low to the ground, how to crawl under different obstacles and whatnot. You know, it's basically a life-saving experience to teach you how to stay alive.
Yes. Did you receive any specialized training? If so, what is it?
Yeah, well, they taught us hand-to-hand combat, you know, like I say, self-defense. Yes, they did.
How did you adapt to the military life, including the physical, regiment, barracks, food, and social life?
Well, you get up at a certain time. You have to be, what you would say, your shoes shine, your pants crease, everything has to be straight. You know, if anything is a flaw, they will let you know right away.
Where did you serve? Where did you serve?
I served Vietnam, I served in Germany.
And which part of Germany you served in?
I was in Erlangen, Germany.
What are some memories that you have of that experience?
Well, I was a NATO guard in Germany, and that was a very serious job, you know. And now, today, it still goes on. Yeah, I had a secret clearance.
If you were on the front lines, what combat action did you witness?
Whew, that's a good one. We crawled through the jungle a lot. I was level Bravo. And we had to cut our way through the bush, lay out in the bush, you know, looking for the enemy to show up. Hoping they don't, but you know they coming.
Yeah.
You know.
So it was rough.
Yeah. Scary.
What are some of the other duties you were doing?
Well, basically, we more or less policed the camp, kept it clean, you know. If you go to take a shower, somebody got to stand out and guard for you, you know.
Yeah.
Different things. Wherever you went, you had a guard, you know. It depends on the job you're doing that day.
What kinds of friendships did you form while serving, and with whom?
Well, I met this one guy from Texas. His name was Sims. He got killed, and he saved my life. Well, we both got blew up. Got hit by a Claymore mine. He was from Texas.
How did you stay in touch with your family and friends back home?
It wasn't easy. I would write a letter every 2 or 3 months.
So it would be like the letter will get there later than what you had
Yeah.
sent it off.
But it's just like guys being incarcerated, you know. You write a letter today, they might get it in a month or two. You know, something like that.
What did you do for recreation or when you were off duty?
It really wasn't much to do. Sit around and smoke a cigarette and talk to the rest of the fellas. You know, keep each other company, really.
Yeah, basically just enjoying life.
Right.
How did you return home from your service?
I came home on a stretcher. Yeah. I was wounded in the abdomen, the legs, and my arms. So I came back on a stretcher.
You know exactly how long it took you to get from the service to back home?
Well, I left Vietnam. I come to the Philippines. I come to Alaska. I come to Walter Reed in Washington, D.C. I ended up at Great Lakes in Chicago. Then I came home.
How were you received by your family and community after you had returned from the service?
They was happy to see me. What was left of me, because I was full of shrapnel.
How did you adjust to the civilian life after coming back home?
That wasn't easy. I had to go to psychiatrists. I had to take therapy for the first 3 years. Yeah.
Have you remained in contact with or reunited with fellow veterans? If so, who?
No, I haven't. I haven't seen any of them.
So they basically just spaced out.
Right. They're in Chicago, Oklahoma, Virginia. They're all over the place.
Which veterans organization were you a part of?
But the NAVETS, since I retired from the railroad, I joined the NAVETS. They approached me and told me what they were doing, and here we are.
What have you done since separating from the military?
Well, like I said, I worked on the railroad for 33 years, and I just recently retired, 5 years ago.
How did your wartime or military experience affect your life?
Very much so. Very much so. Like I say, I had to take therapy for the first 3 years.
What are some life lessons you learned from the military service?
I had to be very respectful, and take orders.
How has your military service impacted your feelings about war and the military in general?
Well, war has changed quite a bit. I was in Vietnam. I couldn't tell you about Afghanistan, Pakistan, because that's a whole total different thing. That's in sandstorms and different things, and I know nothing about it. In Vietnam, it was more or less monsoon. It rained a lot. But now, in this war zone, it's a dry zone. I couldn't tell you anything about that.
What message would you like to leave to? What message would you like to leave for future generations who will view this interview?
Well, finish school, definitely. And if you decide to go in the military, you don't necessarily have to go to war. You could go into different professions, like art. You could be a military policeman. You could be a translator. There's so many different things you can do, and they will support you in your dreams. You don't necessarily have to go to war.
So there's multiple jobs in there.
Yeah, yes it is. There's plenty of different opportunities.
Is there anything that we haven't discussed that you would like to add to this interview?
Not really. Basically, we covered everything.
In closing, I would like to thank you for this opportunity to interview you and for participating in the Veterans History Project.
And thank you for giving me the chance to do so.
You're welcome. Thank you.